It is 3 a.m. 16-year-old Jake is trapped in a pitch-black bedroom, barely breathing. Outside his locked door, a voice is calling his name. The terrifying part is, the voice belongs to him. He looks down at his trembling hands. His screen lights up with one final message before dying completely. "I'm not the only one," from 2050. We have all entertained the exact same daydream. What if you could send a single text message back in time to your younger self? You could dodge a mistake, prevent a tragedy, or just buy the right stock at the right time. But theoretical physics suggests a much darker outcome. Sending information backward wouldn't neatly fix your life. It would shatter the strict laws of cause and effect. To understand exactly how Jake ended up backed into a corner by his own voice, we are going to perform a forensic autopsy on his timeline. We need to track the data and follow the paradox and pinpoint the exact millisecond his future self broke the universe. Intervening in the past triggers an immediate systemic failure, replacing a linear destiny with a chaotic and unpredictable paradox. The infection starts small. Hours earlier, Jake receives texts from an unknown number, correctly identifying his black hoodie, the open window, and the math book shoved under his bed. Look at this diagram representing a stable timeline. Notice how this small glowing icon, representing raw data, travels backward along the horizontal line without disturbing the main path. Theoretical physicists call this non-destructive temporal communication. The idea is that sending a simple text message requires so little energy, it theoretically bypasses the physical barriers of time travel. To prove he really is Jake from 2050, the sender offers a piece of knowledge impossible for anyone else to know: money hidden in a blue toy box when Jake was 9. This seems harmless, but it actually creates the first microfracture in causality. Just holding undeniable proof of the future forces the present-day subject to deviate from their normal routine. Information acts like a temporal virus. The exact second Jake walked into the storeroom and opened that blue toy box to verify the cash, his original timeline was infected. The fatal blow lands the next morning at exactly 8:42 a.m. Warned by a text to stay away from the road, Jake stops walking. A red truck swerves violently off the suburban street, missing him entirely. Jake survives without a scratch. But that night, his phone buzzes with a terrified realization from 2050. "I made a mistake." This animation shows exactly what that mistake is. We start with the original route, where the accident happens. But because of the text, reality splits, drawing this new branch upward, the survival route. This split triggers a famous physics problem known as the grandfather paradox. When the original timeline fades to gray and disappears, the traumatic event that motivated the older Jake to send the warning vanishes with it. Without the trauma, he never sends the text. So the survival route bends backward, tying itself into a knot. Watch this looping energy pulse. It highlights the ultimate contradiction. If the text is never sent, past Jake steps into the road and gets hit. But if he gets hit, future Jake eventually grows up, feels the pain, and sends the text. You are looking at a mathematical impossibility. A universe bound by cause and effect cannot sustain an endless loop of contradictory events. Reality is forced into a state of structural collapse. Which brings us back to 3 a.m. Jake isn't experiencing a haunting. He is sitting at ground zero of a ruptured timeline. The thing knocking on his door is a physical manifestation of an alternative timeline that has leaked into his present reality. This 3D model visualizes how reality responds to that leak. The universe has a natural defense mechanism, an immune system. Watch as the central timeline violently ejects these jagged red splinters. It is aggressively trying to purge the paradox from existence. When a person plays God with causality, the universe's forced correction is always infinitely more chaotic and dangerous than the original tragedy. Human lives function as perfectly balanced equations. Every near miss, every painful mistake, and every tragedy serves as a load-bearing pillar for your present reality. Removing a single piece of pain from the past invites total destruction, rather than a utopia, making the safest place in the universe the exact timeline you are already living in.